my friends. It is I, Alphinius Goo, from camera Mandy and Adam's bedroom. There's a scent in here. I'm not sure what it is exactly.
It's probably the salmon I had.
I think it's your bare feet, but let us not discuss that anymore. We are here with Pamela. Say hello, Pamela.
Hello, Pamela.
No, say hello, Pamela, to them. Yes.
Hi, everybody.
And camera Mandy behind the camera.
Hello.
And Adam's sitting back there, too, playing some goofy game. Say hello, Adam.
Hello.
Yeah, it's very nice. That's very nice.
And Leo as well.
Oh, yeah, Leo's over there. Say hello, Leo.
Hi.
Yes, that was Leo. Yes, that's Pamela's baby of the family, as they say. Graduating to be a 9th grader this year. Congratulations, Leo. We are happy for you. It's marvelous. Yes, marvelous.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Yes. So we are excited. We are at KublaCon out here, and it's actually sold out. Did you see that, Pam? That
I did not see that.
They have actually sold out all of their passes. And it's really got a lot of gamers. There's people gaming in this hotel, which isn't even part of the convention.
I'm
right?
not
There are
surprised.
People pouring in here, and Camera Mandy is renting out her room for games. That might be part of the scent issue. You know,
I don't need to know that, TMI.
I am not. Our room is way too small.
You could definitely put a game all over
You
that bed.
know, you could throw some Twister up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do Twister.
Yes, and we're excited because our friends out here, obviously Pamela's here, but also Harry is here, and there's some other friends who are here. And of course, Mike, who runs this thing, and Vern and Randy, who are helping us with the Gooey game show tomorrow night, which we're not streaming. We're going to video it, but we're not going to stream it.
I don't know.
I
If we
think
had an internet
tomorrow
connection,
night, I thought
could
that was
stream it.
tonight. Isn't today Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, so, yes, tonight. Yes, it's going to be tonight at 4:00 Pacific time. Yes, whatever. I was making rather merry last night.
Okay.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Scrooge.
Wizard was in his cups again.
Yes, yes. You know, I went to the winery, right? You saw that on the social media.
I did. There's a lot of those around here.
Yes, apparently. So check this out. So this is a wonderful story of an immigrant who came to America, and grandfather, and all this stuff. Anyway, the winery passed with the family, right? And they decided 15 years ago they were going to make this castle. And so they go and get all this stone from Italy and they bring it over. It must be big money in wine, now that I think about it a little
There
bit.
is.
Right? Yeah, big money.
Crazy money in it.
Yeah, so they literally build this castle. It's got a drawbridge, it's got all this stuff, and it's got some really weird stuff on the walls, which I've debated whether I'm going to post on social media or not. Diane, Ms. Goo, actually took a picture of it, so I'm really debating as to whether...
Well, if she took a picture of it, we know it's good.
It's scandalous.
Yeah.
I think it's the 7 deadly sins depicted in some kind of a mural. Yes, and it's pretty, and it's risque. Yes, I'm not sure I could put it on the social media. So
Michelangelo kind of gets risque.
it was more risque than Michelangelo, believe me. There's a lot of extracurricular activity going on with the 7 deadly sins. So
yeah, there would be.
I mean, the gluttony table had a lot of things going on that weren't necessarily just gluttony. Yes, it was.
The chat is pro risque.
Post it. Yes.
Listen, I went to see the art of the brick yesterday, which is a Lego exhibit, and they did the David.
Not risque.
Not risque.
They did the David in Lego, and let's just say there was a certain part
Fig leaf?
missing.
Oh, he didn't have the piece. He didn't have the portion.
So David the eunuch.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like thinking about that. I'm disturbed right now. Camera Mandy, take over. I'm going to go to the restroom. All right, no, my friends. So we are going to do a little bit of an abbreviated show. We're glad to have Pamela here. Many of you all know that we are working right now on, of course, Darkenhaven, but we're also working on the Gloomport with our community, right? So a wonderful group of about 40 people, right? That are
I did not
people.
count.
It's in that range, right?
I'm sure it is. There's a lot of groups. One for each section of the map, plus.
Yeah, so neighborhoods, right? And then we got a little group that's doing the events and sort of things that are going on.
NSRAs and
NSRAs,
stuff.
yes, all of that. And then, of course, we have your group, which is doing
Lore
the
and
lore,
history.
right?
Yes.
So tell us a little.
Just to be clear, that's lore and history, not lore in history.
Lore and
And
history.
history.
Enunciate.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, perhaps we need a character named Lore and
Lore
History. Yes. Lore and
Probably
History.
works up with the Torlac and the...
Yeah, that guy. Torluk the Silver Maw. Yeah. I don't know why it's called the Silver Maw. He doesn't have a silver teeth or nothing like that, right? So there's none of that going on.
Maybe it's like a silver tongue thing.
Oh. Hello, I am Torluk Silvermaw. Yes. That sounded like Fabio.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate that guy.
We have a question from the chat.
Already, yes. Chat away, chatters.
When will you be finishing Darkenhaven and Gloomport? I want to start adventuring there.
So it is a magnificent task, to speak the truth. The page count, I mean, we're in the 300 plus pages.
We have
right?
a pool going.
Just in Gloomport, right? And that's just in
Well,
Gloomport.
I think Darkenhaven's probably around 500. Gloomport's not quite there yet because we're still pulling all the parts together, but yeah.
I literally have not produced the boxes yet because I'm worried about box size. So they will be
bigger box.
Yeah, they'll be larger than our adventure boxes. There's no question, right? But you got 7 or 6 full-size maps in the Darkenhaven box, and you have 9 full-size maps. But I'm really thinking about adding a 10th because there's this Warrens that is underneath the dump that Kevin and Kevin were sort of the lead on those two things, and they really came up with some wonderful things. You know, I gave them some stuff that we had talked about for the dump, and then they brought some other things, and it's come well together. But there's these Warrens.
There's the Warrens.
It's a really, I mean, Kevin kind of sketched out a map, and it really, I mean, it's cool, you know. So, but it's another poster map, right? And so I'm trying to figure out how to,
Well, there's also, Castle Genzicon.
Yeah, the Castle Genzicon, which we are doing now. So I'm pretty excited about this. I've got all the emails back from the Gen Con team. And yes, Peter is going to be sort of the sage, the wizard of Genzicon, and Peter Atkinson. And Peter is also wants to be a Fusilier. So he sent me a picture, and then also Megan and Derek and a number of others. We have their images, and we're starting to work on their portraits. So Castle Genzicon is going to live in the Gloomport, which is pretty exciting to have that. And we'll do this adventure, which we were going to sell or give away for free with a modest purchase at the booth. And it'll be limited edition and have a sticker and all kinds of stuff. So
it'll be signed by Alfabio.
That bastard, he gets to sign nothing. In fact, you know, everyone knows this, of course, but I got to keep up the facade, right? So I'm trying to sign it Alfabio, and I keep screwing up and signing Alphinius, and it's like so finally the signatures are terrible, right? So they're really not good, right? So everybody who got one of these, it's really quite special because the signatures are awful, right? So if you won one of those,
he forgot his name as he was writing it.
I wanted to sign it Alfabio, but it didn't really work out. What?
With those abs?
Yeah, I know. With those abs. Ooh, you want to see? Yes. No, you don't. You don't. So tell us a little of the lore of the Gloomport, because I think this is a fabulous tale, right? This is a fabulous.
I will cut. Just give me a quick second. Yeah, I'm going to show.
Camera Mendy has some images.
I'm going to show the artwork that I just need you guys to. I'm going to zoom out here.
Okay.
Look at zooming. You see how it zoomed?
Hold on.
I can't see that far without my glasses on.
Well, now it's moving up and down. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Oh, wait. I cut to the wrong thing.
Oh, my gosh. You don't deal with professionals.
She hasn't had enough caffeine yet.
No, she hasn't had enough mimosas.
Wait, no, that's not it.
That would work, too.
Okay,
and then, but
Adam, mimosas! Quickly!
But with too many mimosas, there'd be an extra bit of zooming.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe some seesawing.
Okay. There we are.
All right.
We have a tiny little box I have to put you guys in the bottom right of we managed it.
A tiny Gooey Cube.
Yes, exactly.
We're stuck in a cube. Oh my God. Don't worry, I have Alphinius's Gooey Cube neutralizer.
Okay. Nope.
The goo.
Yeah.
Guys, I do not have my
Resistance is
post-it
futile.
notes of my shortcuts, so just
Okay.
bear with me. Okay, now we are in the slideshow portion.
All right,
Go.
so let me just get started and give Pam a little preamble. So the Gloomport is for those who do not know, is this massive seaport that is actually in a huge cavern, an immense cavern that is beneath the city of Darkenhaven. And the reason why the city has its name is because they took refuge, yes?
In the Gloomport.
So go ahead and
Yes.
tell them the tale. Let's do that. I'll jump in as, and I
course
will
you
rescue. Of course, you are very good at this stuff because you do a stream, But, if you start
yeah.
fumbling around like Camera Mandy
Trying
does.
to remember all my
Oh, your Lord.
my parts and phases, right? So there's the Great Woe that happened
1,200 years.
1,200 years ago, and the surface was unlivable. So everybody took refuge down in the Gloomport. at first it was just a port, and of course the city exploded because now you've got everybody living down there, and buildings are a little ramshackle. Some are good, some are not, but again, that's what happens when you build too fast. Speaking in my professional capacity.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you do for a living, is construction. Yes.
Yes.
I don't think they followed all the rules down there. There was probably no inspectors.
No, I'm sure there was no OSHA or building codes or any of that. It's like, let's slap stuff together and give people a place to live. Of course, they did technically already have a roof over their head because a cavern, but it gets really foggy and misty, and then, you still get the water droplets coming down.
The drips,
so they needed,
right? They call it the drips. Yes.
Gloomport rain.
That
drips.
sounds gooey, but it's not.
Yeah, it's much more liquidy than it is goo, which, is okay, except for the gloom gulls, do their business
gulls,
too.
Yes,
And
they're troublesome, yes, and dangerous, yes, and sometimes really scary, yes.
And the silver prions
those.
that nest in there, and when they fight, it's always fun too. Also,
so there's all the different neighborhoods.
They go around the bay itself, the Gloom Bay, and then there's a band of neighborhoods, and each of those
there's like Harborside and Wide Hill and Up and Down and
all kinds of stuff.
And then each one of them has their own little neighborhoods, and of course the Dump, yes, which everybody's very excited about. Which if you've ever
and the catacombs.
In the catacombs, everybody's really excited about that too, right? So that was Randy and goodness gracious, I can't remember who all was doing that, but they goodness, I should remember names, but all the names, but it's too many, so many people who are doing this, which is wonderful, right? Because this is what we want to do. So they've got this marvelous dump, and apparently there were 2 dragons. Right?
There are a couple of skeletons
that
there,
were slain, right? A mother and a child.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, look at that. See, I love that image, right? And that image, if you actually look at that image, this is the one that's on there right there, that Pamela, do you see that there's a person on the roof, right? It's got that sort of Assassin's Creed feel to it almost, right, as they look down, right?
Just so the audience knows what happened just now, Adam brought a laptop over with the Twitch stream playing. So they are now looking at a picture.
Yes. Oh my God.
On the screen.
Is that a naked picture of Adam now? What is that? What are you saying? Oh my God. Adam.
Why would
I didn't know you were so burly.
He's Alphinius
Look at those abs. Okay, this stream is out of control already.
You're always out of control.
So anyway, so but I love this, right? Because it really, it's always dim, right? And it's always misty, and you smell the brine and the sea, right? And the fishmongers are down by the piers and all of that's going on, and it's just, it is, and of course it's all in this massive cave, right?
It is this massive cave. Although, it is a cave, and the brine and the smells, so you are going to get some smells there. But in the upper levels, there's also some passages to the outside. So we do get some fresh air circulating. And of course, there's a deep river current. Deep current river that brings down fresh water. So you've got some interesting estuary stuff going on there. And
the dwarves travel that, right? They bring their little undercurrent ships, right? And bring their boats.
They have their paddle boats that they bring down because it's a big wide slit. Lazy, slow river.
Yes, but dangerous, I hear. Right? If you travel the river.
Yeah, it's not the river itself, it's the stuff in the river.
Right.
What's in the river?
It's
monsters?
Just, so they come from Trundadel, from Trundadelv, which is up in the more north easterly area of the Republic. And they
deep
take
in the worm rests.
Yes, that's right. And they take the river down, and then they bring a lot of ore and things like that, as well as other trade goods, and then take them back, right?
There are some other dwarves, because there's other tributaries that come in, so you do get some of the Underdelve folks.
Right.
Although they're usually a little bit more stealthy about things.
Right. And of course, the Genzicon lore, the reason why Genzicon exists is because at that north portion, right, of the Gloomport is a huge entrance to a massive cavernous and dungeon complex, right?
Yep. And there's all kinds of things that come out of there.
Yes, and so Genzicon defends it, right? Yeah, they bump a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Bumpage.
So we have some comments.
Oh, yes, please, let us go.
So Gragnick has
hello, Christopher.
Yeah, has a great line here. He says, "You can always recognize a gloomer by the smell of their clothes."
Oh, because they get that. Yes, and the thing is, a lot of people say the whole place should stink like the dump, but it doesn't, because the dump actually has those natural airing passages, right, that go out. And so it really typically, sometimes you can get it in there, but most of the time it's not.
But
So
everything's
maybe-
very salted.
Maybe it's
Yes.
somebody's job to magically keep the dump smell under.
well, if you've ever been in, and if you've ever, no, they don't, because it really does air. But if you've ever been in a sea cave, and I have been in one, right? They really do, the air gets a little trapped right in there. And so you do get much more briny smells and all of that kind of stuff. And so that is no question that you have that scentage there in the Moonport.
Although it's better than it used to be.
Why? This
Because-
is lore I do not know.
Oh, yeah. So you haven't read this part yet. Well, there wasn't always an opening, but there was, a great tectonic shift that caused the cliff face to shear off and opened it to the outside world. The maw's pretty big, though.
Big.
Oh, I have a picture of the mom.
Yes.
Okay, our next question is, do we have an image of the catacombs yet? Inquiring minds want to know.
We are working on Gravenstown map right now, which is where Genzicon is, and Strongarm McGillen's and the Knight's Edge adventuring company. They basically outfit adventurers. And there's also Little Zustrenia there, which I'm very excited about, because Elias,
Good food.
yes, yeah. and really a lot of partying going on, which is fun, it's just, but Little Zustrenia I'm pretty excited about, because Elias and his little group are helping us with that. And it's going to pick up some Central and South American lore and kind of bring that little flavor of Zustrenia there, which I'm stoked to have that right in Gravenstown. So we're working on that map.
Right.
And then as we begin to finish the Darkenhaven images, which you've all seen many of those, right? We just finished Fishertown.
Yes, I saw that one.
We're going to start on the Gloomport images.
There's
And
going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, I'm excited.
That's the other thing that makes the book so big.
Yeah.
All the artwork.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of good arts, and I think that helps, right? It makes it so much more fun for individuals to enjoy.
That's
right?
what drew me in.
Was really is the art.
The art.
Yeah.
Well, one portrait in particular.
Yeah.
Black Bonnie?
Black Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Bunny's cool, man.
Jim Kinney shared some images, and I'm like,
Let me see if I can get Black Bonnie's portrait to
Oh,
download.
so Black Bonnie actually shows up in chapter 1 in Carnival, right? And she is an NSRE,
she is.
but she's probably going to show up in the Gloomport as well, right? We
I
got
would
plans,
imagine.
right? Are Zyathé and Black Bonnie friends? Or
More frenemies.
frenemies? Nice.
Yeah,
That's very
friendly
good, yeah.
competitors.
So you are both
because
both
Bonnie's
privateers.
definitely more. Well, Bonnie's not part of the privateers.
Oh, she's not
She's more
invited.
pirate than she is. She is part of the merchants, though. She's not part of the
got it.
compact of privateers.
Yeah, so what we've done is we've got this wonderful thing going on with these different groups and organizations in the Gloomport, right? Which is very important for all this tension and stuff that we want to build, right? And so you're going to love the Oath of Blood, and then there's a few upstart gangs that are trying to kind of get into them, right? But the Oath of Blood is trying to step on them, right? And so it's pretty cool. So tell me, So Darkenhaven originally was on the eastern shore of the
And
Mistroon.
it was called Twining Falls
Twining
back then.
Falls, yes.
Yes.
And what happened? Something happened there, yes.
Well, there was the woe.
Before the woe, though,
And then
or was
they-
it after the?
it was after the woe, and then-
yes,
They about 3 years after the war, they started rebuilding.
yes.
And then about 19 years later, there was what they call the Arcane Conflagration. And there was a big flash of light, and everything was gone. All the people, all the buildings,
destroyed,
everything was
just
leveled.
leveled.
And there's only theories as to what happened, but we pretty much are pretty sure that folks were trying to access the high magics again.
And so they always, it's like the dwarves. They always
They
dig too
won't
deep.
leave well. Yeah, the dwarves. We don't. I'm pretty sure the dwarves kind of knew what was going on because they started pulling back from all the magic users.
Yes. So this is one of the things I did on purpose, because one of the things that's cool about a city is that it's a city. One of the things that's tough about a city is oftentimes there's not a lot of wilderness around it, right? But by creating this sort of weird situation on the eastern side of the river, you literally have a totally creepy, scary forest area that's literally right next to the city.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's actually a tunnel from that area that goes down to the Gloomport. although there's a gate and that's guarded and it hasn't been
That's
opened.
Black Gate, right? That's the Black Gate. Is that correct? I don't know for sure. It's not the Black Gate.
That's not
Okay.
Black Gate. People don't like to talk about it. That tunnel's really creepy. There's weird lights in it sometimes, weird sounds, and there are there's a group of folks that guard it and have since it was gated. Nobody likes one up there.
Yeah, so this is the marvelous, right? This is the whole thing we're going for, right? And literally, Fishertown is right across the river, right?
Yeah, and
So-
even they won't ferry over.
Yeah. So we also
Weird
have
stuff going on
in the
over
Gloomport we have the Beggars Guild. Yes, there's the Beggars and there's the Beggars Queen, right? She is the head of them all, and they trade in information. Yes, this is part of their thing.
Yeah, she's not that much of a beggar.
Oh yeah. I thought that, now Jim,
I mean, she might have a lot of actual beggars working for her, but yeah, I don't think she's hurting.
So long ago when we were doing the map, Jim Kenny had this idea, right, of having all these kind of messed up ships
Right.
and so we kind of pieced them together and then made this really cool sort of inn that is on the edge. It's run down, right?
It is, yep.
But that is her sort of base, right? This is where this is.
And which is kind of funny because it's not that far from the naval base.
Oh. But if you trade in information, perhaps the military appreciates your support, yes, your assistance in certain things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they don't just handle with they don't just trade with the military.
Yeah, I would imagine. Double agents and all that kind of thing that's going on. So
Anything they tell you, take with a grain of salt.
okay, so tell me now. So we were at the dumps and we were talking about these two dragons. So
Right.
there are two dragons, and there was an adult and a child, right?
Yes.
A mother and a child, and they were somehow slain. Yes, in these dumps,
Yes.
right? And so their spirits are still there, and there are
Their
people trying to do what? What are they trying to do? Do you know who's
The
that?
necromancers are just being a pain.
No, so they're trying to bring. That would not be good for the Gloomport. I don't think.
No, because there's a lot of other skeletons there too, large ones. There's the Leviathan skeleton.
Oh yes, that's down in the water. That one's deep, right?
Yeah, there's one that's deep,
And then there's a sea dragon.
and
yes.
then there's a sea dragon.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the maps are fantastic. Yes. Okay. So tell me about.
I have a limited supply of images.
That's fine.
Just so you all know.
Oh yes,
So I'm not
this
necessarily showing exactly what they're talking about.
That's okay, because the conversation's just
We're
Oh,
all
right.
over the place right now.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
we're
I
wandering just like the streets do.
I did manage to grab. This is Harry's miniature sculpt for Black Bonnie, and then
Oh.
this is
Yes.
it painted. I wasn't able to grab the portrait of Black Bonnie, but I did.
I thought you were totally organized, camera Melly, and able to.
Yeah,
just-
totally. But I did manage to
Oh,
grab.
there's Pam. That's when Pam did cosplay. Yes.
Yes.
Well done. That's very marvelous. Yes.
Are you dressing up as Black Bonnie today?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Don't feel the pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure.
That blue paint is tough in the. This is,
It's not the paint, it's the clothes, because it's very warm here for me.
I know. I'm wearing this goofy vest, and I was cooking yesterday, right? So.
And then we also have Pam's portrait.
Oh, Zyathé. So tell us about Zyathé.
Zyathé, okay. Her ship's name is the Durex Luck, and it's actually an Australian ship.
Oh, from the east.
From the east.
So it's kind of has
It's got the
flavor of-
segmental sails, so it looks very much like one of the old Japanese junks.
Nice.
She's not originally from West Verdestia,
Okay.
but she doesn't like to share what that location is.
So you don't want to blast it on the stream? I'm just kidding.
Blast it a little on the stream.
No. Although, let's just say she knows a lot about East Verdestia and has a harbored dislike for Valandians overall. Sorry, not sorry, Josh.
Yes, Josh, nobody likes you.
The person who is her first officer, Sergei, has been with her. Well, he's one of the few people who actually knows where she's from. Her quartermaster's an Etherian,
An Ethereal person. Very nice.
and there's a ship surgeon who's actually a crown dwarf.
So let me ask a question. Does Zyathé support
Josh says, everyone loved me.
Love me or I will kill you. Yes.
Them's fighting words.
You got to admit, Joaquin Phoenix as the Emperor, right, in Gladiator. Was fantastic, right? Love me, right? Love me, right? That's what I think of when I think of you, John. Well, not really you, the other guy, Zoldatharin, yes, that guy. But my question is, so of course we have Captain Catway and Grayson Lador, who are part of the freedom fighters in the archipelago, right? And does Irene sort of support that effort?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Going against the Valandians, the hated Valandians. Right along with the hindrance there, Kaya. Yes, it's marvelous, yes.
And she'll also travel enough to do sort of it wouldn't be an underground railroad per se, but to get folks out of harm's way.
Yes,
she's
because
a hero.
Yeah, well, the blood touch face very difficult circumstances in the Valandian Empire, right?
I'm gonna applaud your.
It's a golf clap right now. It's a little golf clap. Right? Cameraman, you don't break anything.
Please don't knock my computer off.
Yeah, I will dive to try to save it, Adam. Yes.
Don't worry.
Yeah, because then everything would go down because the table would go over.
So the Gloomport. So the Gloomport is something. It was, as you know, better than most because you and I've chatted about this. But it was a dream that I had long ago about what could it be, right? And
fabulous.
And I gave a lot of ideas to people, and a lot of people took them and made them better, and then a lot of people brought other ideas that are their own. And I'm, like I said, I have such confidence that Darkenhaven and the Gloomport are potentially going to be maybe one of the best, if not the best, fantasy cities that has ever been made. And I'm sorry that it's taking so long, but I promise that it is because we are adding more than we were supposed to. And of course, we got 2 adventures in there too. I think the little mini adventures are going to be in Darkenhaven, and then the second one that's in the Gloomport. So we'll have those as well. But the next thing we will produce is Magicka, and then the next thing after that is Chapter 5.
Okay.
Then we will really push on these 2. Well, we are pushing on them. It's just the volume. It's just the truth.
Yeah. So. Well, and the other thing we've been finding as we started working through Gloomport, because there's a lot of stuff where we have to make sure that Darkenhaven and Gloomport have in common and our continuity, and then also making sure it stays in continuity with everything else that's already been published, which can be kind of tricky because that's a lot of material to work through.
Yeah, well, you've done a great job, really, truly, of going into the original cyclopedia and helping to keep people on track, and I really appreciate that because it is hard. It is when you ponder trying to keep the lore together, right? And there's another thing Ali is working on that we're trying to do is to really get this concordance, this index, whatever you want to call it, pulled together. Because literally, we did an original one which had, hundreds of terms, and now we're thousands, right? We're
Easily.
Thousands and thousands of terms. So
it's going to be like an encyclopedia.
The cyclopedia.
Exactly.
Just see her face. She looked at me like I had something crawling out of my ear.
No. We have so many irons in the fire right now that I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna do this. Okay, the cyclopedia.
At least
Zyathé.
Yeah.
The Cyclopedia Indexica.
Or maybe we can just get an OCR program or something to scan all the PDFs. Although the fact that they're searchable has helped tremendously.
Yeah,
I mean, I do like looking through the pager, but if I'm trying to find something quickly, pull up the PDF.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's a great GUI tip. If you need something, use those digital downloads.
Search the PDF.
Search the PDF. Yeah.
They are searchable.
Yes.
And I mean, I actually, on this note, want to actually put something out there. There's a lot of people who don't use their digital downloads, like at the Kickstarter and stuff like that. There's people that never make accounts. Those digital downloads are so useful for the quantity of material that we have. So do not be shy about just opening up the PDFs and seeing what you can do. I definitely prefer to read like physical copies of books and play with the physical materials because I'm in front of screens all day long. But they can be useful in their own ways. So,
especially when you have a deep lore world like we are trying to create, right?
Yes. So it's just an extra tool that you can use. So sign up for gooeycube.com, log into your account, and you should have access to those digital downloads. And if you don't, please email us and we'll we'll get you access to those.
Yes. So are we giving away a prize this today? But you can't, or can you do it? Or
I can do a prize. Let's do. I have a Black Bonnie folio at the office, so we can do that. Let me get that set up.
Yes, very nice.
So
Pamela, while she's doing that, did you are you thinking you have a chance to come to Colorado, or are you staying in Pacific Grove?
Right now, I'm staying. There's been some stuff going on family-wise.
Take care of the family first. That's most important.
We'll just blast it over Twitch for now. But in the future,
I have a new grandbaby coming this year, so I'm going to be able to want to get down to see her.
Yes, we will want pictures. We want pictures. We want to see little
Black Bonnie.
Paint the skin blue-green.
Yes.
I will probably have to do that with a bit of photoshopping. But my the other daughter-in-law is a photographer, so maybe I can get her to do it.
That would be so cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one with the grand dogs.
Well, here's the thing. We really made so many friends, right? This is the thing. That's kind of happened. And Gen Con will be pivotal. You got to figure it out. You got to come with us to Gen Con.
Yeah, except that Gen Con's the same weekend as the first week of school.
Well, looks like you won't be going to school for the first week of school.
Besides, this year, we'll be representing at Worldcon.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Worldcon.
I'm going to Chicago,
Chicago. That's right.
Okay, the keyword is # Black Bonnie to enter for our Black Bonnie folio.
All right, here you go. # BLACKBONNIE. Or did you make it BONNY?
No, I did BONNIE.
Strong word.
I know how to spell Black Bonnie.
Well, I don't want it to be Black Boney, right? That's a different thing. Right? BLACKBONNIE with a hashtag at the beginning. This is how you can win a Black Bonnie folio right now.
So how did Black Bonnie get her name?
We were dancing it around, and I think actually AJ came up with her because we wanted to have this these interesting encounters, these things that kind of didn't really make sense, and things that we had nods to that we were thinking would become in the future. And our hope, of course, was that we would have good success, and we'd be able to take people to Darken Haven, and they'd actually be able to encounter her there again, and we just liked her, And then I asked the artist, who was Vera, to do a portrait of a maroon female sort of pirate, and I said, give it your all. Let's see a really good one. And of course she came through, and everybody loves her, right? And she's special and interesting and intriguing, right? And of course this mystery that revolves around, why did you give me this package? And all of this stuff that happens is just this sort of side thing that's going on at Carnival. I'm
just wondering though, because Bonnie's just not really a maroon name.
I can't speak to it. It was just
Maybe somebody was inspired by a song.
Maybe it's her nickname.
And it could be.
Maybe she has a secret name that is her maroon name, and Black Bonnie is just what she goes by as she sails the sea.
It could be like the Dread Pirate Roberts, who wasn't really the Dread Pirate Roberts at all. Yes,
yeah, exactly.
He was the Dread Pirate Fred or something like that, right?
We're used to people using assumed names. I was just wondering, because there's that one song about, your Bonnie lives over the ocean. Your Bonnie lives over the sea.
My Bonnie lives over the ocean. Oh, bring back my Bonnie to me.
Because we do have all those other references scattered throughout the books.
Well, there's a lot of Easter eggs. You know that, right?
Yes.
And I love that. I love that we nod to old modules and old folks who contributed to the game, so many years ago. And it's just wonderful. Some of the little things we write at the beginning of chapters and some of that stuff. I do love that a lot. So
it's like our memorial characters too.
Yeah, right. That's right.
And we will get to that because 2 of the characters in Gloomport for me are memorial characters.
Well, this is something that we do, right? Mountains named after people. And I remember Christy, talked about a music teacher who was very impactful in her life, and people have named their parents and sisters and brothers, and it makes the world, I think, just a lot better than just somebody sitting around making up a bunch of names, right? It's really, really wonderful. So, all right, cameraman, do we have a winner?
We do.
Who's our winner?
It is Randy Two King Games.
Nice, Randy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Gragnick had said if he did win, he'd place it on his shelf next to Quember, Rand's character, because his Quember is in love with Black Bonnie. He put it next to that with a little paper heart. Almost makes me want to, you know what? I will send. I have a little portrait of Black Bonnie. I think I can send to Gragnick. When I
Looks like you're winning, Chris, even though you lost. Does that make sense?
It won't be a folio. I think I have an extra little printout from one of the adventures. So I will send you a little Black Bonnie printout so that way you can put it next to Quember.
So any questions from the chat before we start wrapping up here and getting Pam off and me off to? I got to go do a booth today, so it's going to be fun. And then we get the show at 4:00.
Oh, sorry. Randy actually has the Quember Rand folio, so he says he will do that for
us. Nice. That'd be lovers in two households.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Any
last thoughts on the Gloomport before we go? Do you want to tell anything you want to tell the team out there and let them know what we're doing, or do you want to keep it?
We're doing a lot.
Yes.
There's so much good stuff.
It is. It's going to.
Everybody's been real great to work with too.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. All the neighborhoods are coming together, and we've got all these wonderful tales that are being told within them. And there's this big major hole that's in the middle of
the current submission round.
Yeah, the current submission. Yeah, don't forget, y'all, the current submission round. This is the last chance you get if you want to contribute to the Gloomport, right? So make sure if you're contributing, make sure you put one in there.
I want Pam to join us every week. Look at her with these. And don't forget about the current
don't forget about the submission round.
Let's throw that out there. I have a couple updates too. So do the current submission round. We are working on getting refill packs of Gooey rewards for chapters, Gooey rewards and special item cards for chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you run those games multiple times, you'll be able to purchase just the packs of the cards to refill them. We are close to getting pre-generated folio bundles up on the website.
Yes.
I think that's it for me.
And of course everything continues on. Magicka is, I think we're through page chapter 4 on the layout now. And so we keep working on that, pushing that one forward. And
contributor gifts are in the process of being printed. So we have 8 rounds of contributor gifts that are going to be going out here.
Yes, and many of you who did monsters we were going to wait till the end when we did all the monsters and did that. But since so many people did monsters and we got many of those artworks done, we're going to go ahead and get those done here too soon for you all as well. So I'm very excited about Monster Pam.
Everybody loves the monsters.
Yes, it's going to, and of course they're all level variable, right? So which is what we do, right? Give you a little more room to move with them, and so I'm really stoked about. I've posted a lot of artworks. You've seen them, so.
Yes.
So anyway, my friends, is that camera? Any other questions from the chat today?
I think that we are caught up on shipping. So if you're waiting for something that has not arrived yet, please send me an email so we can figure out where it's at.
Yeah, we're really close on all of that. And then, of course, the next round will be some of the new stuff that is coming out. And then we'll be just about done. So if you're coming to Gen Con, I hope you'll come and redeem one of your coupons for the Darkness in GenzaCon, which we are pretty excited about. I think it's going to be great. Rob's helping us with that one, and the Dead and Fallow is coming together with John, and the Witch's Wrath is James, and then Kevin is helping them, and so we got a lot of stuff being done right now. Of course, with the Gloomport team, right, and Jens is finishing up the editing of the entire Dark and Haven materials, so that thing is getting close. And of course, we've got all those artworks we've done in the floor plans we have. I mean, it's a lot, but it's exciting to get it out. Anything else you want to tell these crazy people out there, all these gooey folks?
Tell them?
Yes.
Just be sticky.
But that's more of a greeting.
But it's how we end every show.
Yes.
You can say, well, it would just be something else if you want.
I'm just giving him a hard time because I have to go off script too once in a while.
We can just go, a pirate's life for me.
Is that owned by Disney?
Oh
my God.
Well, they try. They'll try to own everything. And may all your adventures be sticky.
Ha ha.